On April 28, 1788, Maryland became the seventh state to join the USA. Despite its heavily plantation-based economy, it sided with the Union during the American Civil War, and today it enjoys the highest median household income of any state. What I want to talk about today, however, are 5 unexplained creatures that are said to lurk in the Old Line State. First off is the Maryland Goatman. In Prince George's County, an upright walking creature with the head of a goat and the body of a man can be found. Said to be extremely aggressive, there are numerous reports of the beast terrorizing local residents with screams that go on for all hours of the night, chasing after them, and even being responsible for the disappearances of beloved pets. The origins of the Goatmen aren't known to anyone but himself, but one urban legend states that he began as an ordinary scientist employed by the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center, till one day an experiment went wrong, mutating him into the horned horror that stalks Fletcherton Road. Next is the Chesapeake Bay Monster, or Chessie. In the depths of Chesapeake Bay lies a 40-foot sea serpent that's said to be the North American Loch Ness Monster. The first sighting of the creature came in 1943 near Baltimore by 2 fishermen named Francis Clarman and Edward Ward. They had the following to say. This thing was about 75 yards away, at right angles from our boat. At first, it looked like something floating on the water. It was black, and the part of it that was out of the water seemed about 12 feet long. It had a head about as big as a football, and shaped somewhat like a horse's head. It turns its head around several times, almost all the way around. Sightings of Chessie would continue, peaking in the 1980s, but continuing to this very day. At number 3 is the Sykesville Monster. In 1981, while enjoying his favorite fishing spot, Mr. Lon Strickler waded into the south branch of the Patapsco River near Sykesville and began to try his luck. As he fished, he took notice of a large mixed-breed dog walking along the opposing riverbank about 50 feet away. As he watched, the dog began to bark and howl at a large clump of brush near the river. As Strickler observed the dog, he was amazed to see a 7 to 8 foot tall, hair-covered human shape emerging from the brush. The dog, now highly agitated, attacked the huge creature. Mr. Strickler said the beast made an odd ticking sound as it struggled with the dog. Within seconds, the creature slammed the canine to the ground. The dog then ran off, and as the creature turned to walk back into the woods, Strickler said he caught the strange animal's scent and described it as a heavy musk. At this point, Mr. Strickler's story becomes stranger still, as the following excerpt reveals. I drove to a phone in Sykesville and called the police. I was told to return to the scene and wait. It took me about 3 minutes to get back, and a police cruiser was already there. I was immediately told to leave the area. I returned an hour later and noticed several state vehicles and 1 federal vehicle, as well as police. The area was taped off, and I could see people combing the area. I was told once again to leave. I tried for several days to get answers from state officials, but never received one. I called multiple Baltimore TV stations about the incident, and each seemed very interested. I contacted each station several days later, and was told that they had no idea of an incident and did not want to talk to me. Next up is the Dweyu, also known as the Maryland Dogman. The Dweyu is described as having the head and hair of a dog, but walking on 2 legs like a man. On December 27th, in 1965, the Frederick News Post covered the first report of the creature. The man who submitted the report under the pseudonym of John Becker said, "It was as big as a bear, had long black hair, a bushy tail, and growled like a wolf or a dog in anger. He claimed that the creature attacked him, and he fought it until the beast ran off into the woods." After the article was published, the Frederick News Post was inundated with reports, and the county treasurer's office even issued Dwayu hunting licenses for the price of $1. Like many other cryptids I've talked about on this channel, the Native Americans had many stories and sightings of the creature. The original inhabitants of what is now Maryland said the Dwayu was the natural enemy of one other Free State fiend. And at number 1 is the Snallygaster. Said to be the enemy of the Dwayu, the first sightings of the Snallygaster came from the first German settlers in the 18th century. Early accounts described the community being terrorized by a monster called the Snallygaster, meaning quick ghost in German. The earliest incarnations mixed the half-bird features of a siren with the nightmarish features of demons and ghouls. The Snallygaster was described as half-reptile, half-bird, with a metallic beak lined with razor-sharp teeth, occasionally with octopus-like tentacles. Swoops silently from the sky to pick up and carry off its victims. The earliest stories also claim that the monster would suck out the blood of its victims. 7-pointed stars, which reportedly kept the Snallygaster at bay, can still be seen painted on local barns. In the early 20th century, sightings of the Snallygaster exploded, to the point of the Smithsonian offering a reward for a captured specimen, and President Theodore Roosevelt himself considering hunting the creature. Fascinatingly, 1909 was a record year for sightings of the Snallygaster, which coincided with the record year for sightings of one other aerial abomination.